Greg, thank you for joining me. It's an absolute honor.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Any supporter of Scary Movie is a friend of mine.
So let's get into this because I've already had four showings of it. I'm probably going to go see at least two more showings this weekend. How did you get involved in this movie? Because this is an absolute roller coaster, just a fun time to be had here.
First of all, thank you for seeing the movie four times. You got me beat by two. Um, how did I get involved in this? Kind of from the inception. Like I was just going and hanging out at my uncle's house and just kind of being present for the writing sessions, and then it became like where I was like contributing, just like pitching jokes, pitching ideas, writing scenes. They weren't used, but I was just like a part of the process early on. And then once I saw the character Brad, I just knew that that had to be me. And I just started kind of speaking it into existence. And then later on, much later on down the road, it came into fruition.
When as soon as you step on screen and it's just you, Regina Hall, and just all them, it just felt like you guys had this chemistry. Did you take the time to get acquainted with everybody beforehand?
Man, no. And that scene with that opening scene at the school, that really was my first day on set. And no, I had met my like the younger cast, like Ruby Snowbird and Sydney Park. I've known Sydney Park since she was like 11 or 12 years old, but um, I had just met Ruby like in the hotel like the day before. And I've known Regina for a long time, but I haven't seen her in years. I know her like through the family, so it was very unnerving actually for that to be my first scene because I'm such a fan of Regina Hall. I think she's like so underrated and just a super talented performer. She's hilarious and yeah, like I definitely had some nerves, but once we started, it definitely felt very homey. Like she felt like my actual mom, and it was just natural after that.
When she says, "I want to make you a shit pie" to your girlfriend on screen, I almost died.
I almost died. She literally almost broke me because that was improv. That was improv. I didn't know that was coming, and it reminded me of my mom because with that joke, it's like obviously she's being condescending. My girlfriend Elle, she was being genuine, but because my mom already doesn't like her and she thinks she's a hoe, she takes everything as like disrespect. So she was being condescending, which was even funnier. But yeah, I would definitely that was my first time almost breaking for the movie for sure.
So, my next question is when you're reading the script, is there
Mhm.
like a certain mindset you have to be in to be like, all right, I have to say XYZ on screen and not laugh in front of the cameras?
Well, no, like when I'm reading the script, I'm really just I just take it scene by scene, and I'm honestly just thinking about like what does my character want in this scene, and like how do I get it, and then as far as like the dialogue, I know, especially in a movie like this, that we're gonna go off script. But there's kind of like a precursor where I know that there's gonna be, several takes where it's just by the book and then people are gonna start playing. So, you kind of know it's coming, you just don't know when. And yeah, you just try not to break because that improv that the actor is doing, that could be gold for the movie. And even though things can be edited, it's way better if you could just keep your composure, not break, and then just laugh after they yell cut. So yeah, I just try to just stay professional as possible.
Is there anything in the movie that we didn't get the like a chance to see, like actual deleted scenes and whatnot?
For sure. Yeah. There was probably the most controversial thing that did not make the movie. I can't say exactly what it was, but it was a part of the Sinners parody, and it did involve my castmates Cameron, Savannah, and Olivia, and it was honestly the funniest thing ever. And I feel like if we were going for, to cause an uproar and to, nothing's off limits, I definitely think it should have been in there, but that's okay. And then there were some other scenes. There were some other like films that we parodied, Barbarian, and there was a few others that they just didn't make it because there's just too many. But hopefully there will be like another version released at some point, once it's out the theaters where people can see some of these scenes. I know there were some fans that got to go to like the test screening, so
Yeah.
they saw some of this stuff that I'm talking about. But yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff did not make it.
Because I saw like a different trailer in the cinema that had, I forget who it was, but they were with Art the Clown, and that wasn't
Mhm.
even in the film at all either.
Yeah, no, a lot of stuff had to get trimmed, man. That's there was a lot of my stuff had to get cut, and it's disappointing. Like you want everything to get in there, but that's the challenge of like a parody as well. It's like you're trying to kind of loosely stick to like a storyline, but then it's like like the comedian in you just kind of wants to just make fun of as much as you can, and you get away from the storyline, and then you realize like, oh, okay, I can't put all this in, it doesn't really make sense, and that's kind of what you're left with.
Did you get a chance to do any improv during during your scenes and whatnot?
So I did very little improv just because again, like I feel like the magnitude of this film was definitely weighing on me, and I really felt honored to be on camera with some of these performers, and like Regina Hall or Anna Faris or even my uncles. Like I I just didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to step on anyone else's improv, and I feel like one of my strengths is my reactions to what other people say. So I feel like it kind of played into my strengths with that. But actually, the very few improvs that I did made the movie. Like there's the scene where we're kind of all in the living room at the Meeks house, and Ray says like, "Oh, I was just hanging out by the men's room," and I go, "My room?" That was improv, just because in my head, I'm like, "What men's room? Like this is a house, and I'm the only man that lives here." So I was happy they kept that because I've been to two different screenings and the audience laughed both times, and then me putting the bib on, that's something that I actually did in my audition. Like I went to the restroom before the audition started. I grabbed a paper towel and I put it in my pocket. And I just knew when I got to that part of the scene that I was going to do that. And when I tucked the paper towel into my collar, Michael Titus, Rick Alvarez, my Uncle Marlon, John Papsadera, the casting director, like they all laughed. Like I didn't have my screen pinned on the Zoom, so I could see them, but I couldn't hear them. And then after the scene, they were just like cracking up, and that meant everything to me because I didn't get much in this movie, and I was just thankful for the small opportunities that I did get that that they garnered some laughs.
Your parts were absolutely perfect.
Thank
Like
you, man.
they were, especially the part with the bib at the end and Shorty teaching you how to roll a joint. I I could not ask for better scenes from you. Like they were absolutely hilarious.
I appreciate that, man. I forgot about that scene with Shorty. That was just an amazing feeling for me. Like for my whole career, I've just been trying to get to a place where my family will kind of trust me to put me in something significant, to let me audition for something significant, and sharing a scene with one of his most iconic characters, Shorty, it was surreal because I'm his real life nephew, and in the movie I play his nephew, and it was just like it was just like an all encompassing moment, and it was also a funny scene, and then the payoff later with me going down on the girl, like that was just gold.
like I heard the entire theater erupt at that part because we were not expecting anything like that at all.
Yeah.
But
What
when
about the reveal? The
oh
reveal.
the
Oh.
the reveal was absolutely hilarious because I totally forgot that Shaq was in a scary movie.
Mm,
And then the whole Anthony Anderson, and I'm like, oh my god, he was in one too, and I totally forgot about it. And the fact
mm.
that basically everybody was tied into it, I could not ask for a better ending.
What about no? Agreed with that. I was talking about the reveal for the blunt when I was done down there.
Oh yes,
That
I
was crazy,
I
right?
have to know what that was because that looked awfully realistic.
Dude, so it was like an actual first of all, we had an amazing team for like prosthetics and I'm blanking on what we call that department, but yeah, they were great, and basically they brought in like a whole prosthetic. It was like from the waist down, like from the it was like real legs and everything, and felt real, looked real, and then they just like made that, to look as much like a vagina and a clit as possible, and it was crazy to look at because the way you shoot it is like, okay, my scene partner's actually laying there with her legs open for like the reverse, but then when it's on me, then it's like, okay, now I have this prosthetic in front of me.
Yeah,
But it just looking at it, it looked crazy. Like it was it was hard to stay in it.
and you were like, and I gotta do what now?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was looking forward to that scene when I read it in the script, though, just because I'm like, I know that that's going to get a laugh, especially the transition from the talk with Shorty, and then that's the payoff. I thought that that's like the ultimate payoff for that conversation with Shorty.
Oh, the
It's so
pay.
stupid.
It was hilarious though, and it got a bunch of laughs. So well done there.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
So when you guys were talking about this movie and writing this movie, is there anything really off limits to you guys? Because it feels like you guys try to touch on you guys touch on weapons and you guys have done the screen and whatnot. Is there truly anything off limits to you guys?
No, not for us. Like not within the family. Now, once it starts working its way up the ladder, then yeah, that's different. At the end of the day, it's a business. So, certain people have to sign off on certain things. But with us, nothing is off limits. Like my family has what I like to call like very dark humor, just like amongst each other. Like if we're roasting or whatever, when it comes to that, there's nothing off limits. I definitely don't think anyone out there wants to get into one of those things with my family, like in person. And things are different now with social media. People bring up all sorts of images and stuff to work in their favor, but just like in person, without any prep or anything like that, my family's crazy. We go for the jugular. Nothing's off limits, and it kind of translates to screen every time.
That's hilarious. I love dark humor.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I feel like people should make fun of everything because you have to make light of things. If you're just serious about everything and everything offends you, like there's just this dark cloud that stays with you and that's going to age you. That's going to break you down over time. Like that's too much of a burden to carry. Just people need to lighten up and just laugh at more stuff. It's just laughter. There's nothing hurtful about laughter. If you're making fun of everything. If
Yeah.
you're just making fun of like one targeted group or topic, okay, I understand that. But if nothing's off limits, if nothing's off the table, then laugh.
So perfect transition to my next question. Scary Movie was boycotted or tried to be boycotted, but now it's the number one movie in America. What is it like for you to have people so offended that they're going on social media and telling people not to go see this movie because it's highly offensive?
For me, I I don't think much of it. Like I have my personal thoughts of like, man, I wish that people like that would take that same energy and put it into things that really matter, things that really affect people. Like we talked about earlier, I wish people were in more of an uproar about this inflation and how California is damn near unlivable right now, and a bunch of other stuff that like I'm not gonna get into, but it looks like political stuff. Like it's interesting to me the things that people go unfazed about and the things that they choose to like take up issue with. Everything is subjective, but the point of a comedic movie is to make you laugh by any means necessary. So if you don't want to see a comedy, then you shouldn't go see it. But the whole point is just to laugh. It's not to attack anyone or any. There's no negative thoughts that go into making it. It's simply so that we can all laugh together.
and have a good time. That's what it's put
Yeah,
out there for.
yeah,
Like I was telling you, I saw Terrifier 3, and a family of 8 people come in, and they leave in the first 6 minutes, and they're shouting at the concessions that it was supposed to be a Christmas movie.
yeah. No, what? I don't think they saw the trailer, and
Or
I
the
don't think
poster.
they read up on it. Yeah, or the poster, or or one or two.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Or when I saw Deadpool, and they said this is supposed to be a superhero movie. I'm like,
right.
did do your homework before anyone leaves their house. That's all I
Yeah,
have to say to some
exactly,
people.
exactly. Nobody. Here's the thing. All the people who you know get into these uproars about this, nobody is forcing them to go watch. Nobody's forcing them to listen. It's a choice. Like they're volunteering themselves to do it. And they're kind of going into it with the expectation to be rubbed the wrong way. And if that's what you want, yeah, we're thankful for the ticket purchases. But yeah, I just don't understand their thinking.
So, what is it like for you to be part of this movie and its $200 million box office?
For me, the biggest part of just being included in this movie is it's just a bigger meaning for me as a man, as a performer, and as a member of the Wayans family. Like I've been acting for 16 years, and when I first started out, it was all about like I want to be included in what my family is doing. Like I want them to see me the way they see each other and believe in me the way they believe in each other. And like that was not happening for most of my career. I just kind of felt like I was on my own doing this thing, and like they're proud of me for doing my thing, but I'll never be included in what they do. So I kind of wrote it off like it's never going to happen. And to get the audition for this was it's always going to mean something dear in my heart because that's all I wanted was to audition. I had to audition against everyone else. Like if someone was better, if someone was funnier, if someone fit better, then they would have got the role. But I got it. I did my best with what was presented, and this movie will forever like hold a sweet space in my heart, regardless of how much money it made. The fact that we broke the franchise record opening weekend, the fact that we beat Scream 7, which is, one of the base movies that we're parodying, and I'm in this movie. Yeah, it's something I'll never forget. I know
And
that. I'm super appreciative.
the character you're parodying is from Scream. Like
Yeah.
it's a full
Yeah.
circle moment for you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When I was watching, because we watched all these movies, when I was watching Scream 5, immediately I was like, there's no way that they can tell me that there's nothing that I fit in this movie because this guy, I fit this. And when I saw Scream 6, and then we're writing, and then I saw like on the board that Chad Brad was one of the characters. Yeah, I just knew that there was something in here for me, and that was all I needed. I just needed a little entryway.
So my last question for you is: so what is next for you? Where do you go from here? Because I can't wait to see what's next for you now.
Here's the interesting thing: like I haven't been here before. I've had small wins my whole career, obviously enough to make some sort of living out of it. Nothing, spectacular, but I've steadily been a working actor since I started. And what's next? I don't know, man. I'm auditioning. I have a really big audition tomorrow. I can't say what it is. Actually, two tomorrow, and I'm just hoping that what this project does for me is these same cast and directors that I've been going in and seeing for years, or these same producers that have seen my tapes, or these jobs that I've gotten close on. I'm hoping that them seeing me in a film of this magnitude, uh, and me do the job that I did. I'm hoping that it has built trust in them, where they trust me to hire me, because I honestly think that, and this is just my opinion, I think for me to be a part of this family and to not have kind of did something significant with them over the years, I think that that could have played a role in, you know, people outside the family not really feeling like they need to give me that opportunity. Because it's like, well, if your family's not putting you in their movie, why would we put you in our stuff? Like, obviously, they don't trust you. I don't know. That's just something that probably, I created that in my mind over the years. I have no idea how much, weight there is to that. But yeah, I'm hoping that this film, the success of it, and people liking me in it just leads to bigger and better opportunities.
I hope to see you in more stuff because you are absolutely hilarious.
I appreciate it, man.
Gregg, thank you for your time. Please give your kind regards to your family and tell them thank you for this movie.
1,000%, Justin. I appreciate you as a fan. I appreciate you having me on. Keep watching our stuff. Keep supporting. Keep telling your friends about it. And yeah, man, stay blessed. Keep laughing.
I hope to talk to you soon, man.
All right, bro. Have a good one.